distant.
Hello, friends. Welcome back. I've got my sister here.
Hello.
It's been a really long time since you guys have seen Ashley. We don't have our other sister because she drove home with our mom. But we're just leaving town after coming down for my grandma's funeral. That was this morning. And we are getting ready to tackle the 5-hour drive home. And we were like, we have just kind of been in a little, like, for obvious reasons, bit of a slump. And so we were like, let's go ahead and do this Q&A that we wanted to film in the hotel room last night. And then we realized that there was
late after the visitation, and
yeah, and we did also think about the fact there was like no light, like any kind of light to film it by. So we were like, well, we'll do it tomorrow, figure it out. And now here we are, and needing to figure it out and want to do it. And we're hoping that it will put us in good moods and lift our spirits a little bit for the rest of our ride home. All right, so we asked you guys for questions on Instagram, on Ashley's account and mine. So we are just going to go through and answer them because it's been a while since we quit doing the sister show and the podcast and all that. It's been a while since we've done anything together, and she had the audacity to move away. So when that happens, it's like y'all don't see us on camera much, and we also get a lot of questions just about our relationship and stuff. So I thought this would be kind of fun. I wish my other sister was here to do it with us as well, because it might be like kind of fun. Maybe one of these days when we're all together for like a Thanksgiving or something, we'll do like a full sister Q&A. But this will have to do for now. And like I said, you'll also have to kind of excuse our slightly rough.
We're a little haggard looking.
Yeah, we stopped at a Starbucks, but it's been a day, you know, and
it's been a long 36 hours. Yeah, it's just been long.
Yeah, but it was great to get to see some family that we don't see, cousins and stuff like that. So that part was wonderful. I hate sometimes that it takes something like someone passing away to get family together, but it was nice to get to see people. So we're just going to jump into questions. There's absolutely no way we're going to be able to answer them all because there's just a ton. So
I got.
But we'll do our best. We'll do our best.
We'll do what we can.
Let's just go ahead and get this one out of the way because I'm sure we'll get it about a million times. More kids for either of you?
Biologically, we don't know, but Peter and I, my husband Peter and I, are in the beginning stages of being licensed for foster care. So, foster children. We don't know what will come from that.
Yeah. For us, no plans. You know, we never say never, but there's no plans for any more kids at this point. But
I mean, Benji's
4 months old, so that's
who's older? Me. By 13 months. We're just a year apart.
She's the old lady.
I'm the...
Which sister has always been the most competitive in sports and games and such? No. You heard sports and just shut down.
It's true. I don't do the sports.
Who's the most competitive in sports and games and stuff, like board games and stuff like that? No. As, not now, but like as kids. All right, fine, me.
It's her.
Fine, I'll just take that. What happened to the podcast was one I got a couple times. I don't know if you did it. Yeah, we talked about this. I've talked about it in vlogs and stuff, but just to reiterate, like, it just didn't, timing of being able to get together to record episodes and do all that, it didn't work.
Timing was just awful.
We have 15 kids between the two of us. It didn't work. So it's unfortunate, but it didn't work.
We talk all the time about how much we wish we
could
have made it work, and maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe.
But right now, it's just not the time. Yeah, this is like a mini sister show reunion. That was one of the comments you guys left. It is.
Yeah, lots. Do we miss the sister show?
Yeah.
Yes, we answered that.
Tons.
Would you ever want to do another project together if you had the opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely.
We totally would. Whoever was asking these questions, I think she really wants us to, because her next question was, will you be willing to do a split screen dual location podcast?
No. So just any way to make this work. Yeah. Can we make it happen? No. What animals do you identify with the most? She's more like a puppy.
Yeah.
Like a dog.
I'm like a Labrador puppy.
And I'm more like a cat.
Yeah, I'm like a Labrador dog puppy.
Yeah.
Do you ever deal with sisterly rivalry, jealousy now or when you were younger? For sure when we were younger.
Yeah, when we were younger.
We've talked about this before. Like, we had periods that we got along really well in our childhood, and then we had periods that we did not.
Didn't get along.
And so, but we mended that once we both were like in our early 20s and started like getting married and having kids.
The thing is that we're just like, we're for each other.
Yeah.
So she celebrates my successes and I celebrate her successes.
Spilled coffee.
Oops. We're for each other. You know?
Yep. Yep.
Who's your favorite member of NSYNC? We weren't NSYNC people.
The Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
All the way. Brian, duh, of course. Was that even a question? What are the other Backstreet Boys? Does anyone even know their names?
Kevin and AJ.
That's who you're picking?
Yeah. I have odd tastes.
Which one of those two?
I think probably when I was a teenager it would have been AJ, but as an adult it would be Kevin.
Okay. You're in the... You're in the small forces.
You're forgetting that it actually would have been Jeff Goldblum above all.
That's right. I forgot. You were in love with Jeff Goldblum as a 12, 13-year-old girl. Okay. Are there any names y'all ever argue over who was going to get to use it? Argue over? No.
There was a name that you considered for Benjamin that's on our list for a future child, but we talked about it. We just talked about it and I said, if this is your son's name, then you use it. Yeah.
And then we didn't we didn't feel like it was his name, but we do. I've seen that a couple times, like naming kids. Did we ever have any back and forth about that? And we just, like I said, we always just talk about it. Like, these are the names we're thinking about, whatever. And
we have similar tastes, but they're different enough where there's not a ton of crossover.
Yeah.
This question was asked of me if I would ever be a surrogate for Angie. And we actually have had that discussion multiple times. And I'm completely willing if that were ever a path that Angela and Christopher wanted to explore.
Yep. It's definitely been on the table more than once and seriously too, at times. So it's not something it's not a road we've ever gone down, but it's absolutely been on the table.
Yeah. Have you found it hard raising a teenager?
I've only been raising a teenager for a week.
And I've only been doing it for a year. Honestly, I've really enjoyed it so far. Yeah. The hard for me comes from the bittersweetness of my son Riley growing into a man. And the natural pulling away that begins when a child grows into adolescence.
I saw a meme the other day that I thought was so cruel. It was when a mother has a son, it's like falling in love and then breaking up really slowly.
Yeah.
And I was like, it is. Oh, that's heartbreaking. The way that they worded it, I was like, God, rip your heart out.
Yeah. So far, I've really enjoyed having a teenager.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a week.
It's
it so far, that's all I can. I mean, it's a week. What can you say? Are Uncle Pete and Mr. Cooking with Bob close in any way? Yes. I think it's funny to me because we were kind of talking about this last night in the hotel, that there's so much of our lives that you don't see, that people don't know about, and so much that was lived long before YouTube. We have always
Peter has been in our lives
since we were teenagers.
Since we were 15 and 16?
Since we were in middle, high school. Peter's been a part of our lives, and CR's life too since then. Yeah. So we have all known each other and been close for 15,
20,
at that point,
almost 20 years now.
So yes.
Wow, that makes me feel exceptionally old.
I don't want to feel any older than I feel today, because I feel real old today.
I do feel old today. Today has aged
best
me.
And worst quality, in your opinion, of the other one? I think your best quality is your wisdom. That's you're the wise owl. You are very wise, and you are very thoughtful in things. And when you impart that wisdom on other people, it can give them clarity. I think that is an important and needed thing for a lot of people. And people like me who are very rash and make decisions very quickly sometimes need somebody with some wisdom and clarity. Let's see your worst.
Your best quality, I think, is your tenacity. And it crosses over into every part of your life. You are so fiercely tenacious for what God has called you to. Yeah. You're not tenacious for the sake of just going after stuff. Right. She goes after her calling and her children and her family. I would never want to be in between her and God's call for her. That would be very unsafe for anyone who got in that path.
Worst quality. I think your worst quality, how do I word this properly, is your inability to see some of the things in yourself that you're capable of, or you're not as good as at imparting that wisdom upon yourself. Like per our conversation last night, stuff,
That's fair.
Stuff like that, where it's like, I can see things that I'm like, oh, why don't you do this, or you should be doing that, and you don't see it in yourself. Introspection, or as Brene Brown says, you can't read the label of the bottle from the inside.
You gotta climb out of the bottle, I guess.
Yeah. A genie in a bottle.
Well, it's kind of the flip side of your tenacity, is that sometimes you get a little tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees.
Nope.
But that's why we have each other, like, and not just you and I, but like that's why we have the community and the people we put,
have friends
put
and
in our lives
family in you to
help
around you.
Maybe that's like, it's just another version of being in the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
This was asked a couple times if we have other siblings. We do, like Angie mentioned at the beginning. We have another sister. She's 13 months older, and Savannah's 13 years younger than Angela. So
she's in college. She is a triple major and graduating this year.
She's actually already finished with 2 of her degrees.
Yeah. And then she's going on to get her master's.
Yeah, she's going to grad school.
I wish she was here to do this Q&A with us, but we gave her a lovely serenade after the
we did. It wasn't just a serenade, we put on a performance.
I mean, it was a full-on car performance for her of a song that Ash and I used to sing together when we were like 13 Teens. Or 14.
When did Titanic come out?
Yeah, whenever Titanic came out, Celine Dion released an album for, My Heart Will Go On, but it also had a duet between her and Barbra Streisand on it. And give this video a thumbs up if you know what song I'm talking about. And Ashley and I, when that came out and we were 14 or whatever, would sing that, and I was Celine and she was Barbara, and we built it, and I mean, it's a full-on performance. Yeah. And so, I mean, it's probably been at least 10, maybe 15 years since we have done that, and we were like, let's do that for Savannah. She doesn't even know the glory of this. So she was back here in this seat, and we turned it on, and we just gave her the performance of a lifetime. It's so much so that we didn't realize that our cousins were in their car in front of us, and I didn't know it was them. And when we got to the restaurant we were all meeting at, they were like, what were you guys singing in the car? Because they were like, that wasn't just singing in the car. That was, it was a performance. It was a show. So we introduced her to that song, and I don't think she'll ever forgive us for it.
I just noticed the little, somebody asked if I had my lip pierced. They noticed my scar.
Oh.
Apparently you can it shows up really clearly on video, like in that lighting.
Who is the most annoying? I have 3 siblings and they all say it's me. The most annoying would definitely be me. Savannah's not annoying. You're not annoying. If anyone's going to be annoying, it's going to be me. It's
not that you're an annoying person by nature. You can turn it on though.
Yeah. But usually I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it's intentional.
How are we coping living in different towns now?
It's really hard. We do not see each other as much as we would like to.
Yeah.
It's really...
we were saying that it's been hard living... Sorry, the battery died. It's been hard.
Yeah, we've had to be really intentional about time together, but even at that, we both have full lives.
Yeah.
And it's...
You have 7 kids. I have 8.
And we just know, especially coming into this next season, with the book release, that it's just going to be...
Yeah. There's not much we can do about that right now, but
there will be time. All right, chocolate or candy?
Candy.
Chocolate. Soup or salad?
Oh, it depends on which one it is.
I'm with you. It totally depends for me.
Like today I had a chicken tortilla soup for lunch, which was really good, but I also really enjoy a good salad.
Yeah. Tomato or Alfredo?
Tomato.
Tomato. Yeah.
Didn't you used to like Alfredo?
No, it's not that I don't like Alfredo. It's just that if I'm choosing between currently I'm mostly gluten and dairy free. And Alfredo hurts my tummy.
Did you ever debate about your different lifestyles or religious beliefs? I mean, in the beginning we talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't think debate is the right word. And we've talked about this before too in a sister show episode. Like, I know we get that is like what I would argue like half of these questions are about that. Like, we've talked about this so many times, you guys, that like our beliefs, our core beliefs about faith and salvation and all of that are the same. And so we don't argue finer details of how we walk out our faith. Right. Like, we just respect each other's choices.
You love Jesus, I love Jesus, we love Jesus.
Yeah, it's really not a thing between us or between our families or whatever. And I feel like people ask it so much because maybe they expect it to be or whatever, but it's not a thing.
It can be for some families.
I get that. Yeah, I just mean for us, because
Craziest sister adventure. I apologize. I keep looking at myself up here. I am not used to having a viewfinder like that, and so I keep forgetting to look at you guys. I'm sorry for not looking you in the eye.
I don't know. Who knows what I'm looking at? I don't know.
Craziest sister adventure.
Well, when we went to Beijing. China. But yeah. For sure. Yeah.
It was...
I mean, we had a ton of fun. Like, I feel like that sounds weird, like we got into trouble or something. We didn't. No. We had a ton of fun, but it was also just like so much.
It was a lot.
It was your first time ever leaving the country. And so doing like within China, like once we were in multiple places all over China. So it was like planes and trains, bullet trains, train stations,
taxis and Ubers.
And yeah, I mean, we were kind of all over the place doing stuff. So on top of that, we had a 4-year-old child who didn't know us at all. So it was like, it was a lot, or the drive from when we were finally leaving and we were going to Hong Kong, and the driver was falling asleep.
I thought
literally falling asleep.
I thought we were going to die in China.
We really did feel like this is the end. This is the end. This is how we go.
Then once we woke him up, getting him to talk about his family, I thought I was going to die from a ruptured bladder.
That's right. You had to pee so bad.
I was like 5 and a half, 6 weeks pregnant. And that early stage of pregnancy where you have to pee a lot, but it's like hormonal, not baby on your bladder. I literally thought I was going to explode or pee all over the guy's van, one or the other.
I bet he's glad that you didn't do that.
I didn't do that too. Okay, we both got this question a few times. Can you brush your teeth while you're fasting? We both practice intermittent fasting. Please brush your teeth. Your friends and family want you to brush your teeth.
Also, don't swallow your toothpaste.
Don't swallow your toothpaste. Don't use, I would just say avoid super sweet and fruity toothpaste, because sometimes flavors can trigger an insulin response. Brush your teeth. If you're really worried about it, use coconut oil and baking soda.
But brush your teeth.
Please brush your teeth. So many of you guys left comments just to say, I'm sorry for your loss, and we're praying for you, and we're thinking of you, and we really appreciate that a lot.
Yes.
I can always tell when we're being held up in prayer. It just, there's a peace that comes with that. And so we are incredibly grateful for your support and for your love during this time, because it sucks, but
yes, it does.
How do you find friends who want to hang out with you even though you have lots of children?
Well, first of all, finding other people with lots of children is helpful for them to at least understand, but the truth is that it gets harder. Like, that's just the honest truth. It gets harder. And so you end up kind of finding your community sometimes in unlikely places. And your friendships morph and change to fit the season of life. And so while we have a really great group of girlfriends, and we don't see them as often as we used to, and we don't do play dates like we did when we had 2 kids or 3 kids or whatever. It's different. But we still see each other and keep in contact and check in on each other and meet for dinner occasionally and stuff like that. But when you have a lot of kids and you're homeschooling and or working or having all these things going on, the notion that you're getting up and getting your kids dressed and meeting somebody at the playground or something 2 times a week or whatever, it's, at least in my experience, it doesn't happen anymore.
But especially when you have a large family, oftentimes, I don't know if this is true for you, it's definitely been true for me. A lot of my friends with children don't have children as old as my oldest children.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And
so they've got younger kids that can play, but
the toddlers to teenagers
kind of puts you in
a unique place where, like, maybe you might meet up with your friends with your toddlers, but then your teenagers are,
what do they do?
Bored at the park, so it changes things. It just does. But you find the people who are your people and you invest in those relationships, and your friendships don't always have to revolve around getting your kids together. You don't even,
that's the thing.
You don't even have to have friends. Your friends don't even have to have kids.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's changed the most for me is like not like before my friendships were always we are friends and we get our kids together to play, and now it just doesn't really look like that at all.
No, now we are friends and we get together once a month and go to dinner and leave the kids at home.
Yeah.
Which one of you started doing YouTube first? It was her.
Yeah, I started.
What year
YouTube.
did you start YouTube?
Well, okay, I put up my first YouTube video in 2014, and that was when I was just doing like some random beauty content. I think I put up 2 videos over the course of 6 months. I started putting up a little bit more in 2015, but still not super regularly. And then 2016 is when I regularly started posting content. I mean, 2015, I still was like doing it, but not not with any kind of not with like, I'm putting up 2 videos a week. Like 2016.
Because I started my channel, last July was 4 years for me on YouTube, which is crazy because it doesn't feel like.
So when did you start your channel?
July of 2015. I feel like you have been, but I guess.
Yeah, because I was putting up some, at that time I tried to do like vlogist and stuff like that. I'd done some vlogs, I'd done some sit down, I'd done some adoption content, I'd done some, I remember like favorites videos and stuff. I guess I just mean that like it wasn't, I don't know. I guess I was really posting consistently in 2015.
Yeah.
How do you guys get breaks during the day as homeschooling moms? Well, my schedule looks different because I work from home. So I homeschool in the morning until lunch, and then I am working in the afternoon. So I guess that's not really a break. It's a working, but a break from homeschooling, if that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know. I guess what's your definition of a break? Do you mean, do I sit down with a cup of coffee while my kids are playing? Sure.
Yeah.
Do I have
but like time to yourself is probably not happening.
Yeah, no. I mean, if I want time to myself, then I wait for Peter to get home from work and hop in the car and go.
Yeah. Who has to stop to pee more often? Usually me, but today, you.
I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to get me to a bathroom.
Which of Ashley's friends are your favorite?
Which one of my friends asked that question?
Jenny.
Jenny did. Somebody asked what car do you drive for your family vehicle. I'm assuming that I'm asking both of us. You have a Nissan Envy.
We drive a Nissan Envy, and someone asked me if we still like it. Yes. I wish that we didn't get one that was sort of a lemon that has problems, but on the whole, we love it, and it's a great car for our needs.
We are still currently driving a Honda Odyssey, but we will be getting a Ford Transit this spring.
So then we'll see if I might end up getting a Ford Transit if I like yours better.
I'm going for that medium roof. I want to walk in my van. I think that sounds amazing. To not have to bend over to get kids into car seats sounds like a dream.
Why are your sunglasses so big? Because I like big sunglasses, and I cannot lie.
I like my sunglasses big because I have an enormous head.
Well, first of all, it covers more of your face and protects more of your face. That is not at all why I actually have, because I love big sunglasses.
Yeah, I think I love the way they look, but a lot of sunglasses, if they're smaller, are too tight on my head. I inherited my father's canoe head, so yeah, I need big sunglasses for balance. All right, a lot of you guys have asked for a favorite memory with Gima. And so I think we'll maybe answer that.
Yeah, we'll end on that. We'll end on just a quick little thing about our Gima.
I don't know that I can pick a
there's not one favorite memory, because we've been talking about it all day, like just different things with different family members. Remember this time and remember this Christmas and this or that. But I think for me, it's just anytime I like remember back to just sitting and talking with her in the evenings, watching TV, whether it was at the Bluff House, which is her house on the river that's like one of those little houses up on stilts, or her house that she ended up moving into that's just a regular house. But either one of those places, it was watching her. She would pin curl her hair every night, roll it up and pin curl it every night. She'd paint her nails, and she would just chat with you about anything and everything.
She was a sophisticated Southern woman.
She was classy. and smart and fiery and witty and just all the, you know, all the things.
She was an incredible woman. She really and truly was. I just just memories of the Bluff House and childhoods spent there.
And listening to her play the piano and just sitting up and being amazed.
She played so beautifully.
Yeah, at her skills and
watching her put her 3 boys in their place.
I guess one of my, if I did have like a one memory that sticks out to me, it would be when I used to come visit her before Christopher and I were back together or married or anything like that. I would bring my dog down in my little 2-door Cavalier, and we'd drive down to come stay with Guimau for a few days. And I remember, you know, we'd go down to there was like a little Opry here, we'd go to the grocery store or wherever, but we'd pour sweet tea into styrofoam cups, because she always had styrofoam cups that she traveled with her sweet tea everywhere. We'd pour that into a styrofoam cup and get in her car, and at the time she drove a Toyota Land Cruiser type car, and roll the windows down and have the sunroof open and have our big old sunglasses on, because that's where the big sunglasses, Guimau was a big sunglasses wearer. We'd have this, we'd have our thing of sweet tea, and we'd drive down the road listening to Patsy Cline. And that was some precious memories for me with her, were those times. And also she just said it like it was.
She did. She didn't.
She
didn't sugarcoat.
There's no filter.
But you know, she had
class, and
she had no patience for unkindness
towards anybody.
No, towards anyone.
She was like the least judgmental.
A lot.
If you even said, like, even as a teen or a young adult, if you were kind of like, oh, that person like said something or whatever, she would be so quick to just be like, no, you don't know what's, you know what I mean, like, just to immediately come to that person's defense.
Yeah.
Just because she just didn't like judgment for people. Yeah. So she was a precious, amazing woman, and we are going to miss her dearly. Where's that bookmark? Let's show them. Can you guys see that? What a beauty. Her as a kid. Just look at her. What a flippin' beauty. So it's been a wonderful time down here with family and remembering her and honoring her life. And this was a nice little reprieve just to chat some sister stuff. And we're going to hit the road home. Like I told you guys in the last video, vlogs and stuff will return to programming as usual on this channel. I just needed to, you know, put up a couple of videos that were not so much heavy into the personal life stuff right now, because we just had a lot going on. So I appreciate your patience with us, because so anything else, Ash? All right, we'll see y'all very soon.